Hey, welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. This is Jon Kovach, president of Amplified Minds and founder of Champion Circle. We're launching in here and going to be sharing this across all of our channels, so just be prepared to see that everywhere. But as we're jumping in, wanted to just cover a few grounds about what's coming up this week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the dreaded conversation of finances. Ooh. Actually, I'm going to be having a really cool conversation with Mark and Steven Steiner from Latent Wealth Strategies in regards to the subject of, when the financial industry has an agenda, and that agenda is whatever is going to get them paid, and that that agenda, unfortunately, doesn't really, it doesn't fit within the American dream, the American wants, and the American wishes. We're going to be talking about how that the American mindset is that we want to be able to save, we want to be able to have savings, we want to be able to retire, we want to be able to do a few things, but the way that the financial industry's agenda has been geared towards is not letting that happen. It's going to be really, really difficult for a lot of you and a lot of us to break beyond the mold. So we're going to be talking about that and getting a lot of people engaged on that conversation, because that will be an opportunity for you to ask questions, for you to say something about, what your agenda is, what you hope to do with your money strategies and so forth. It's going to be a really, really great conversation, and I'm really looking forward to that. Just sharing this to two more groups here, and hopefully we'll get this fired up here in a second. If you're just jumping in, say hello, drop a awesome comment in the bottom, but read through my question. What's your money mindset today? That's what I'm excited to talk about, and we're going to jump right into it. Awesome. This is great. I already have 10 people watching. This is fantastic. Hey, what's your money mindset today? It's Monday. A lot of you are just trying to get everything back into gear, everything just, focused on the rest of the week. And I wanted to walk through with you what my money mindset is, and then also introduce to you some of the things that we're going to be talking about this week. Just looking forward, again, tomorrow we're going to be talking about money and the American agenda versus the financial industry agenda. Tuesday, tomorrow at noon, with the financial strategist who I learn and love and trust. Then on Wednesday, we're going to be talking to a couple friends of ours and a couple partners of ours, Matt Fritchie and Levi McPherson. We're going to be talking with us about ways that you can be thriving today. You could make sales as early as Wednesday of your own time and your own money, and creating opportunities that are going to allow you to have success and longevity for the next 5 years out. And it's a really cool concept, a really cool product. I'm really excited to talk about it. And plus, the data industry is booming. So there's a lot of things going on in that world that you're going to want to partake in and be a participant in and not miss out on. Some really great options there. On Thursday, we're going to be talking with Ryan Fritchie. And we're going to be going over some of the merchant solutions that a lot of people need these days, a lot of things that people are overlooking. And we're going to be talking to him about that and just going over why you would need to consider not using groups like PayPal and Stripe, and why you would look into other forms, because you could save money and so forth. And then on Friday, we're going to get back into the stories and conversations, but this is really your show. I do this for you. This has been really, really exciting. Jason says, boom, my money mindset is to continue to help others. Goal is $10,000 a week. I love that, Jason. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I definitely want to know, like, what are you doing to get 10,000 this week? That's awesome. I'm gonna commit to that too. I'm gonna match you. I like that goal. I really do. And I came into this conversation thinking, let me make a commitment to our listeners and the world, and let me be accountable to that by coming back here on Friday and telling people whether I could or could not do it. I look to also raise $10,000 and helping our Champion Circle and a couple of our other stuff flow and work really, really well. with the things that are working in right now with the online industry, with everyone staying at home. I've learned a lot. I've been on hundreds of Zoom meetings over the last 2 weeks, seriously, hundreds. And out of all those meetings, I've learned a few things, and I'll share with those a few things here in a minute. But I just wanted to just kind of share that. So that's awesome. I match your commitment to $10,000 this week. Let's go and let's do it, brother. I'm super excited. Very, very appreciated that you showed that. Looking forward to hopefully chatting with you on the phone. Yes, I will be sending you a message here shortly. And love being with MSS and Card Connect. Stay away from all the others. Yeah. You know what? They have their purposes, right? If you're transacting like less than, $1,000 or $500 a year, like those kind of make sense because it's not a big deal. But when you've got a business and you make more than $10,000 a year, like this is something you've really, really got to pay attention to. So I'm really excited to talk about it. But thank you for sharing that. What's Your Money Monday? Challenge accepted. I'm helping others create their own businesses and to help businesses save money on. Dude, that's a really, really great idea, Jason. Way to help people. I know that you and I have a couple friends who've been a part of this show, who've been interacting with us, engaging with us. They are definitely the people who you want to be working with, and so forth. And you're also going to have an opportunity to meet some people in our champion circle as we reach out and meet this week. So pretty exciting stuff. I am thrilled. I'm pumped. I'm excited. So there we go. Oh, and the biggest thing of all, I forgot to mention coming up this week. So Tuesday, again, we've got Latent Wealth Strategies talking about the American agenda. You're not going to want to miss that conversation because in that conversation, we are going to be talking about how you can win and actually achieve the goals with your money that you want and not really have to change any of your habits. Just figure out what you need in results of making what you want to make. So there you go. There's a really cool plot twist there because the financial industry isn't built to actually help you succeed the way you want to succeed. So there you go. Wednesday, again, having a conversation with my good friends and partners over at Enduro Solutions. We're going to be talking a lot about solutions that you have directly right now to be making mailbox money for the next 5 years out, keeping you in a good, safe, and comfortable position for the rest of your 5 years plus. And let's talk about that. That's a really, really great opportunity. Now, Thursday, again, talking with Jason Curtis a little bit and Ryan Fritchie about the merchant processing industry and why you're going to want to get the best processors and who to look for and just the kind of the strategies behind that. That's what we're going to be talking about. But Friday, as we get all back together, as we account to one another, I am giving you one of my bombshell, awesome fire speeches, and I am so excited to share with you one of my award-winning speeches and go live and share it with you. That's going to be a really, really exciting time. I'm actually reserving a stage and a room, and I'm going to be going live from the Wi-Fi there, and I'll be speaking to you as if I'm speaking on stage. It's going to be super fun. So I'm really, really excited to do that. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a really, really good time, and I will probably be live from the Kiln Room, but we'll see. Looking forward to doing that. And then, this is some pretty exciting stuff. So just look forward to that at the end of the week. I'm going to continue to remind you. Some of you inquired last week about podcasting, and I'll be reaching out to you today about that as well. There's a bunch going on, and I'm really, really excited to just finally sit down and plow out a few emails here and get some stuff out. I had a very, very busy weekend, but it was fantastic. So here we go. Here we are. We're 10 minutes in. I've given you the grounds of what's coming up this week. Champion Circle. Thank you, Jason. I need to connect with that group. Can you put the group link in? Yes. Wait, which group are we talking about? I'm totally behind. Which group can you talk about? I need to connect with that group. Oh, yeah. With Enduro Solutions, I'd be happy to. Latent Wealth as well. I'll introduce you guys tomorrow. But Enduro, I can definitely put you in touch with that group. They are phenomenal. I'm actually one of their reps, and so we can also chat as well. I can put a video I did up in the group about merch. Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that. Okay. You and I are going to be jumping on conversation later today, Jason. I appreciate you. You're so awesome. Look at this. TJ Menlove. Love this, my friend. Awesome. If you guys aren't aren't hanging out with their masterminds in the mornings on Mondays, you ought to be. It's fantastic. TJ, hope you're doing well. We're going to be doing some fun stuff. And he says, and I'm here is part of Enduro should anyone need that. Awesome. Glad that we have awesome and incredible representatives ready. This in purpose, TJ, just so you know, is to educate people and educate my audience a little bit about it, and to have them in an opportunity to speak with me individually about the various opportunities. So without getting into too much detail, something about okay, yeah, I'll get that over to you, Jason. And then, hey, what's up, Garrett? What's up, man? Hey, Garrett, this time I won't interrupt you. I know that you're probably working, so I probably won't say anything or get you embarrassed, but I'm glad you're here for just a minute. Awesome. Glad you guys are here. Glad you're jumping in. So what is your money mindset today? What is your money mindset today? Jason Curtis came in with a bold comment, and he said, my money mindset is to continue to help others. This goal this week is $10,000. Who wants to take the $10,000 challenge? Right? I said I will match Jason today, and I will say, yes, this week we're going to make $10,000. I'm not setting my sights on 10,000. I have my sights somewhere else, but that will be a good breaking point and a good measurement tool for me, especially that they'll be working on things. So what are a few ideas? What are a few things that you can do today to get yourself ready to make 10 grand or to make some money this week or to do something awesome? Well, the first thing I have to ask you is the question I ask every week. Who have you reached out to? Who in your phone, who in your circles have you reached out to? Who in your friend circles, who in your life that is that important, that needs resources, that needs solutions, that needs opportunities, that needs something fluid in their life? Who are those people, and why haven't you reached out to them yet? Like, reach out to them now while you're doing this. Pull out your phone, start reaching out to people, start texting them. Okay, I challenge you to text 10 people a day that are just out of the blue, people who are important to you, people who need to be part of your circles, people who you need to keep top of mind of. Okay, Monday is an incredible time. You guys have no idea, or maybe you do, but you have no idea the psychological impact that you can make on a Monday. A lot of people roll into Monday with their heads held low because they're so sad that the weekend's over. TJ says, not as many as I should or need to. Let's reach out, man. We have the right app. We have the right services. We have everything we need. Let's do it. I appreciate you saying that, TJ. So going back, your money mindset. He says, Jason says he's already reached out to 10 people this morning, 5 appointments set this week. Fantastic. I will be one of those appointments too. So there you go. But the point I'm trying to make here is, remember that money isn't what we're chasing, right? It's the opportunity, it's the sale, it's none of those. It's having the ability to help people, and doing so because you believe wholeheartedly that what you create, what you manifest, what you have is going to provide them solutions. It's going to give them the strengths and the other opportunities that they need that will help them in this time. I'm getting like totally distracted because you guys are like totally hitting me up. I'm not sad. I'm excited for the week to start. Good. That's great. That's great Monday mindset. So some of the conversations that I wanted to have with you guys today include some of the ideas. I'm going to take 5-10 minutes here, and we're going to talk about some of the ideas I have set up for you to generate the funds you need, or the funds you're looking for, or the things that you're creating so that you can have a lifestyle. The truth is I woke up this morning and I realized that I could have anything and everything I ever wanted. Yesterday, I spent about 30 minutes on Instagram just kind of dreaming, right? I spent 30 minutes dreaming, flipping through some of these mansions and some of these beautiful homes and looking at a bunch of really good stuff. Shout out to my real estate people. Shout out to you. Now is the time that you should be thriving. I know I had a friend, I had a conversation with one of my top 10 yesterday, a couple weeks ago, actually. And he was talking about how this recession and this stay-at-home order is affecting him in his real estate business, but he wasn't going to let that get in the way. He was going to do whatever he could to sell homes and to get people into homes. And it wasn't necessarily that he was suffering, that he was looking for more sales. He was saying, I know that people at this time in life, just like any other month, need to buy and sell their homes. And he says, I'm going to be there for them because everyone else is shutting their doors. I'm not. I'm going to be available. I'll go and do virtual tours. I'll jump on FaceTime and I'll tell people about the coating on the wall and the various white light switches that don't work. And I'm going to get people into these homes. I'm going to help them live and thrive. And I love that mentality. I love that mindset. What an incredible idea and what a thought process it creates to have us as opportunistic people create longevity for ourselves. Jason says, my friend Les said that we only got 3 seconds for the next question. Oh, next conversation, sorry. And then where I see major disconnect is that many don't follow up, nor do they know how to do it properly. I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. I think a lot of people misunderstand the purpose of reaching out. And I think too that what we've got to realize is these are human beings, okay? These are people with needs. And as I was just talking about the real estate idea, is it was never about the sale. It was never about the money. It was never about anything. And Jason's nailed this on the head, which is, it's about helping people. He's helping people build businesses this week and setting them up on the right way so that they can have their processing set up. That's fantastic. That is fantastic service. Helping people get their businesses started so that they can thrive. My real estate friend, he says, I'm going to give people homes so that they don't starve, so that they don't have, that they're not homeless or they're not shelterless on the streets or that they're sleeping on somebody's, couch until they have a place to move into because they need to make ends meet, right? That's what it's all about. And so there's some really, really great opportunities. Let's say that you're listening to this and you're building your own business right now. And building is relative, okay? Let's say you're in the first year or so of your business, because I do get a lot of entrepreneurs listening and watching and connecting to me. And as you're building your business, think about it. What's the one thing you can do this week that's going to drive longevity? I've always come down to, and maybe I'm doing this wrong. So if I'm doing this wrong, you guys call me out, help me out, let me see this. But the one thing that I have always found to be the missing link and why my progress hasn't reached every single limit that I've set my goal to and I've fallen short of has had to do with how much time I spend on the phone talking to people. Yep, that's it. It all boils down to jumping on the phone, having a conversation, and then just asking. Okay, a lot of us get nervous. A lot of us already assume the outcome by saying, oh, I know their life, I know their lifestyle, I know what's going on in their world, and so forth. But a lot of us forget to give in a way that's serving, right? I had a friend last week who ended up dropping out of the champion circle, and that person is a huge deal. Like, this is a huge deal. And they're an important person to me. And when they reached out and said, actually, Jon, I'm so sorry. I'm going through some things. I need to simplify, yada, yada. There's some things I need to work through. When I heard that, I immediately reached out and said, put everything aside. What's going on? How can I help you? What's the one thing you need from somebody like me right now? And they said, I don't know. And I said, I'll give you 10 minutes to think about it. Otherwise, I'm going to come up with something. And that person came up with something, and then I came up with something, and we had a few ideas on how to help each other. And it was really cool to see that happen because that person was just trying to figure out, what's next? What do I need to do? But it was having the right people in their lives. So as Jason came on here earlier, or right at the beginning, and said his goal this week is to process $10,000, and I match that, I say we can hold each other accountable to that and be really, really motivated and excited to do so. Okay. Tomorrow, when I bring on my good friends, the Steiners, we're going to be talking about some principles that a lot of people don't even understand, a lot of things that people don't understand. Let me tell you guys something that I read over the weekend that I've been learning and I've just been infatuated with since it crossed my brain, crossed my eyes, crossed my face. That when a herd of cattle, okay, here's an example. When a herd of cattle conform to the cattle mindset and they all stay together, right? Obviously, there's safety in numbers, okay? There's safety in numbers. There's maybe friendship. There's maybe a bunch of stuff. But when one or two cattle venture out of the pack, they go on their own adventure, right? They gain experience. They learn new things. They run into trouble. They run into question. They run into a bunch of stuff. But the second the cattle leave the middle of the pack, all of a sudden, the grass becomes greener. Think about that. The grass becomes greener when you leave the pack. Now, there's all kinds of lessons we can get into and talk about this, right? But when a cattle leaves the pack, all of a sudden, all the grass that's been stomped on and chomped on isn't as green. But when you step outside and don't do what everyone else is doing, and you do something that's actually working or that's going to provide you opportunities endlessly, the grass is going to be greener, right? And I was reading this and thinking about it, and I was like, what things in society, what things in culture, what things am I doing currently that I just conform to because it's normal, because it's natural, because that's what's expected, right? A lot of us get into this idea of, okay, well, I just got to do this because it's the right thing to do, or I just got to follow this because that's what everyone else is doing, or I've just got to focus on things that are going to get me here because that's what I'm just supposed to do. And you've got it in your mind that that's just what you're supposed to do. If that's what you're supposed to do, then challenge it. Then think, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do. Okay? Maybe this isn't all that I was meant for, right? Maybe I'm focused on the wrong things. If you stay with the pack, if you stay with the herd, okay? And I'm not talking about African proverbs. I'm talking about a different principle here. If you stay with the herd, relatively, but you venture out and you go and get your own green, right? I'm literally talking about green money, green grass. You go out and do your stuff. You're going to find healthier, less stomped on, less chomped on grass than anyone else. And you're going to start looking fit. You're going to start looking great. You're going to start finding more and more opportunities. You're going to be finding sweet old dandelions and gold medallions and things all over the world. You're going to be finding things that the rest of the herd didn't see. And guess what? When you break out from the herd and you start venturing out and coming back and you're looking really good, guess what's going to happen? Someone's going to take notice. All of a sudden, they're going to start following you. And all of a sudden, now you've got an audience. And all of a sudden, now you have other solutions for people. And you can teach people to stay part of the, stay part of the herd, maintain your status, but also find greener grass. Okay, it's an interesting concept. A lot of times I break out into these dumb animal analogies because I grew up in a farm town in Colorado, but I actually never grew up on a farm myself, but all my friends did. And now I live in Heber Valley, so everyone here lives on a farm, and it's just such a good analogy. I mean, animals really teach us. Some of the things that I missed while we were talking is never, ever prejudge anyone. If you have a solution to a need, then don't hesitate to tell people about it. I 100% completely agree. We've got, hey, yes, break out the herd mentality. I love it. Love that. Eric Swanson in the house. Mindset is key. Woohoo! Woohoo! You need to pee every day. Be positive, energetic, and awesome. Speaker, Eric Swanson. Eric, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Rick Denley in the house. Hey, brother. I'm so excited to see you. Rick, I reached out to you. I'm going to be reaching out to you again. Let's talk about that book, okay? Mr. #1 bestseller on Amazon. Wow, that's so cool. That is so fantastic. So there you go. There's our money mindset for today. Okay, we had chimed in from our good friend Eric Swanson. You just need to pee every day. Everyone pees. Pee every day. Be positive, energetic, and awesome, and you will find solutions. and you will get where you want to be. You'll be everywhere yourself. Reinvent yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. I started wearing my watch on the other arm just because Rick told me to. He said, do something different. Do something crazy. Do something awesome. Eric Swanson says, you rock. And he says, dude, Rick Denley in the house. It's like the Habitude Warrior Rockstar Alumni Party. Hey, I'm happy to be a part of that Rockstar Alumni Party. That's awesome. Eric is awesome, says Rick. We're just having an Eric party. Let's do this. See you guys. Shh, yes. Okay, I'll take that off the screen. That's so exciting. I'm so pumped for that, by the way. I'm so pumped. So, anywho, all is awesome. You guys, this is great. I'm extremely grateful. So let's talk about something. Last week we were talking about the circles, right? Or no, sorry, we talked about a pyramid last night. Last week we talked about a pyramid. I just keep getting distracted. All these incredible comments. Okay. See, there we go. Look at this. I want in on the secret. Jason, I will tell you. We have a good friend, and we are celebrating something. Anywho, wow, look at that. John Rules. Let's go. Yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. So last week we talked about a pyramid. We talked about a triangle. And in that triangle, we talked about the various levels of influence. Okay. Now this week, we are talking about mindset. We're talking about the money mindset that you need to progress, to prosper and to find profits everywhere and in every area of your life. It's awesome. It's super exciting. Okay, I got it. Yeah, no worries. Got you, Eric. Appreciate it. Awesome. Man, this is super exciting. When you get the Habitude Warrior crew in on this, my mind just goes from I had an agenda to dude, just toss it out the window. Let's have some fun. Some major woo. All right, you guys. John, squirrel. Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking after the ADHD. It's really kicking in. I just see everyone's comments and I want to be a part of it. But really, we covered the concept that we want to talk about. But this week, we're going to be talking about some circles of influence, okay? Last week, we talked about the levels of influence, right? We talked about transactional versus reciprocal versus perpetual. And we'll be going into more of that. But this week, we're talking about your circles of influence, okay? We're talking about things that bring you the longevity and prosperity that you seek in everything you do. Man, these comments are just awesome. Ever heard of Secret or Chicken Soup for the Soul? Absolutely incredible read. I love that stuff. Circle of Squirrels. Wait, where? Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Circles. Oh, I'm having fun. This is great. Well, in part of our champion circle, we have circles, and we work in these various circles, and it's kind of like it's like circleception. And Eric says, "How about Rich Dad, Poor Dad?" Absolutely. Reading assignments for the week: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, mindset, or Think and Grow Rich. Wait a second. Everyone pause. I have. Found another squirrel. By the way, I am upgrading my equipment here very, very soon, getting some good microphones and some great stuff. And then I'm actually going to be transitioning over to my office where we'll be having a little bit more space to really, really gauge Think and Grow Rich. We were talking about this last week, but this is a gifted copy of Think and Grow Rich to me from Eric and from the members of the Habitude Warrior. I have been loving it. I've been studying it. I've been reading it, and I'm super grateful for it. Okay, cool. Awesome. All of these people will be on the deal tonight. I'm also working on building out my group about e-commerce. Growth has been about 25% this weekend. That's cool, Jason. I'm glad to hear that. That's really cool, actually, because I I'm interested in that, and I think you should be sharing that with our return on relationships group, talking a little bit more about that. There's another person I want you to meet, someone who you'd really become friends with. He's a speaker, he's a coach, he's a mindset guy in the form of money, and his name is James Stevenson. My buddy calls him Stephenson. I don't know why. So, all right, there's so many comments, man. This is great. We have read some of my 5 bestsellers. Here they are. Here's the quick link. All right, he's going to post the quick link below. National bestsellers, best-selling author, ericswanson.com. Love it. Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. Everyone go to there. Best-selling author, ericswanson.com. Okay, as we're talking about books and as we're talking about this, I'm going to focus for just like 3 minutes on these circles, and then we can have some fun. As you join the champion circle, you're going to be introduced to various levels of circles. Okay, the circles are what's the right word? They're representative of various areas of your life. Okay, and those circles are extremely important. I talk a lot every day, actually, about the circles of influence. Okay, we talked about the levels of influence, but I talk about your circles of influence, your top 5 versus your top 10 versus your top 15 versus your top 20, and having strategic ideas and strategic plans to keep in touch and manage your relationships with those people, reaching out to them, sending texts, doing Marco Polo, doing a bunch of stuff to really keep people up to date and curious and conversing about those things. It's a really, really great place and a really great platform. But I also talk about the circles of your circles of influence. We talked about levels of influence, but let's not get too crazy and carried away. Your circle of influence, right? In our champion circle, we put you in a circle of influence, and that circle is geared towards as if you were on the LA Lakers or shout out a really great team. I'm not going to say Utah Jazz because they're not a great team. Sorry, all you Utah Buffs out there, but I I just read a comment by Eric, and he says, "Focus, squirrel, focus, squirrel." Oh man. So, anyways, a lot of these circles were created for us and focusing on the rings, right? I love looking at the Olympic rings. The Olympic rings are really interesting to me because if you've ever looked at it carefully, if you've ever looked at the Olympic logo ring carefully, you will recognize that none of them are linked, okay? It looks like a chain link, right? But none of them are linked. They're all overlapping or overlaying, okay? And I've always liked that, and no one else has known that, but the Olympic circles aren't actually linked. They're overlaying. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the Toronto Raptors. There we go, Rick. Thanks for saying that. The Raptors, what a great team. So if you're putting your all-star, 5-star team, right, out on the court, your starters, your most important people, you want to make sure those people work well together. Okay, usually on an all-star team or together, you've got 1 or 2 or 3 really, really exceptionally great all-star type people. But then you've got the 2 people that are also really good that complement them the best, right? These are starters with big names on their shoulders, but they don't necessarily produce the points. They don't necessarily produce many of the stats other than setting these guys up for success. But a lot of these guys gain a lot from it because they go to championships, they win rings, they win points, they get so much opportunity to be with great people that elevate them. And so that's what I love talking about in our champion circle is that the people around you aren't necessarily equal to you, but they are the types of people who are going to make you better, right? And a lot of that times when we go to mastermind groups or when we go to various groups throughout the world, organizations, opportunities, the biggest mistake a lot of organizations have made in their private mastermind groups is they haven't pre-qualified everyone in the room to complement and strategize together, okay? And if you've read Think and Grow Rich and you know the sections in chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12 where they describe the various groups of masterminds and how they best work, you will understand that when you put the right people in the right room, magic, absolute magic happens, okay? And the same concept, your mini masterminds in the circles that we do in our champion circle are focused on the same thing. We put the right people in the right circle to help each other and to make that circle extremely effective. So what we do and what I like to talk about is that as you've reached out to your friends, kind of start to identify the various circles in your life. And as they overlay, not interlink, as they overlay each other, that which similarities and which combinations can you create to create the best scenarios in your life. So that's one of my favorite things. That's one of my favorite things. All right, now I'm going to get back to getting distracted here and read through some of these comments. Eric Swanson's books are awesome. Yes, they are. I appreciate Jason saying, time to go squirrel hunting. Yeah, I need to kill some squirrels. Not really. Just kidding. Just blow them off the fence. You can win a new Yeti mic from me if you want, and a new GoPro Hero. Why didn't we hear about this? We will be giving a bunch out of things I have duplicates of. Cool. That's awesome. That's really cool. Listen to that, everybody. Rick Denley, ensure that you have a blend of knowledge and influencers in your circle. Diversity is imperative. Absolutely. You need to have influence and knowledge. And that's why you take a LeBron James and you put him on a young Lakers team that doesn't know really what they're doing. And you've got knowledge and experience and talent mixed with energy and influence and fuel, right? And then you can create something really awesome. That's the makings of it. Now, I don't mean to get into basketball conversations too much. I'm actually more of a football guy, but there's some pretty cool analogies you can go with that. Jason says, yes, I can mention something through the group. Awesome. Appreciate you. There was that focus squirrel thing. There was the Raptors comment. Then Eric Swanson says, you should invite my friend Ruben Gonzalez to show you and your audience some of the actual Olympic torches that he has. Amazing. Following up on our emails, Eric, I get to speak with him this Thursday. I'm so excited. So I really appreciate you inviting me to connect with and meet with Ruben, and I will make sure that I continue to thank him for our connection between you as that liaison. And then that's why I'm excited about the circle. Cool. Awesome. I'm great. I'm glad to hear it. So there we go. We've covered everything I wanted to talk about. I've seen enough squirrels. We've done really good stuff. Again, talking about a few things. Tomorrow, again, repeatedly, we're going to be having a great conversation with my good friends, Mark and Steven Steiner, who are going to be talking about the financial industry's agenda versus the Americans' agenda with their finances, and how that we can actually be not a cattle in the herd, but that we can venture out and find greener grasses. And they've got really, really cool products and solutions that make it worth your while. But really, we're just going to talk about the concepts. This isn't a sales pitch or anything. It's just to show you. I wanted to bring people on who were extremely knowledgeable about finances. They're going to be talking about this concept, okay? On Wednesday, we're going to be talking with my friends over at Enduro Solutions. Right now, one of the highest grossing industries and one of the fastest growing industries, grossing versus growing, right? I just wanted to clarify in case my mic didn't pick up the S or the W, right? Grossing versus growing, both one of the highest grossing and growing industries right now is the data server industry. Data servers everywhere. You wonder why we're able to stream like this every day. It doesn't just go to the cloud, right? It's not literally a rain cloud above us or one of those overcast clouds. There you go. Overcast clouds in Seattle. This is what we're talking about. It is actually stuff that is being created through generators, and the generators are fueling these data servers. And they're talking about how you can make money, like mailbox money for the next 5 years out, working in a side gig with the data industry. So there you go. Let me see here. Looking forward to the value coming this week. Thanks for all of your hard work to make this happen. Absolutely. It gets better though, Jason, because on Thursday, I get to have a conversation with you, and I'm just inviting you to that. We're going to bring you up. We're going to have a fun way to talk about this, but we're going to be talking to Ryan Fritchie about the merchant solutions or the merchant processing industry, and why small businesses, large businesses, people buying and selling jets everywhere from high risk to low risk, why a merchant is so important for you. A merchant processor is so important. And we're going to be going through some awesome tools and resources that will allow you to grow in your industry and in your stuff. And then on Friday, we're going to get back into these fun conversations. You'll get an opportunity to hear one of my conversations with Ruben Gonzalez, who I will be talking to on Thursday. and a few other really great people. Actually, Rick, if you're still on and listening, Rick, I'm going to reach out to you in a minute. Let's also jump on a podcast interview where I can formally introduce you, allow you to talk to your book, and let's send that out to my people so that they can get that done. I also want to do that with Eric. Eric, I want to set up a time where I can interview you solely on some of the books that you have written, some of your bestsellers, and I'd like to talk with you about that. What a great opportunity, you guys. We've had best-selling authors in the house listening to some of this and participating. So Monday's mindset, Monday's money Mondays, mindset and sales is to be prepared, be ready, because this week's full of awesomeness. And then on Friday, I'm going to be giving one of my speeches live. I'm going to be setting up stage. I'm going to get all my equipment together, and we're going to have a great conversation. I'm going to be giving to you one of my award-winning speeches on Friday so that we can have some fun, so that I can have a virtual audience. And I'm just feeling a little rusty, so I need to get out there and I need to speak a little more. So I'm going to be giving one of my incredible speeches on Friday. More information coming on that. I haven't decided whether I go live or if I have a private Facebook group, or a Zoom meeting to give that. But it's usually something that I've been paid to speak on stages before, and I'm really, really excited to do it. So moving into the week following, we've got some really cool stuff too. Some webinars and some announcements on some big events that we're hosting. But needless to say, that leaves us with the end of this hour. If there are any questions, any comments, I asked the question at the beginning, is what is your money mindset today? And I think most everyone here in this group chatted about it. They said something. So there you go. Jason says, looking for another stream of income. Data service could be it. Boom. Yep. I can't wait to tell you about that. I'll be there Thursday. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, great. This is excellent. So there we have it. That's an opportunity for all of you. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for everything. I think a lot of this has to go back to what Mr. Eric Swanson said. And let me just chime in here. Let me find his comment. Let's go back to it. Boom, 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 boom. Where'd it go? Right here. Pee every day. Look, you're human. You're human. You have control. Okay. You have control over things like your bladder, like your mindset, like your actions. Okay. But you need to pee every day. Be positive, energetic, and awesome. From my good friend Eric Swanson. Okay. Mindset is so key. I will tell you that the one thing that controls your mindset the most, the one thing that sets you up for success, the one thing that gives you awesomeness, the one that gives you the most power is gratitude. Okay. Gratitude. When you delve into your own gratitude and your own gratefulness and what you are working towards and everything you have, when you share gratitude with others, you have power within, right? It is so exciting. Gratitude is, they used to say, an attitude of gratitude. Well, I reverse that and I say gratitude fuels your attitude. Okay, a lot of people say, oh, just have an attitude of gratitude, right? And that's good. That's right. That's awesome. But I'm going to take it a step further and say gratitude fuels your attitude. When you have a grateful mind and a grateful heart, you will hit your goals. So again, we're committing this week. I said, what's your money mindset this week? Jason said, my money mindset is to continue to help others. Goal is $10,000 this week. He's going to look for ways to do it. He says, yes, I love being with people. Oh, challenge accepted. He says, I'm helping others create their own businesses and help businesses save money on their credit and their card processing. That's so sweet. Sorry, just their credit card processing. I get ahead of myself and I read one thing and I'm like, oh, I can finish that and move on to the other. This actually ruined me. I took a speed reading course, and it teaches you to scan, right? It teaches you how to scan and to just pick words up as you go, and your retention gets pretty high with practice. And I've learned I didn't go from step A to Z. I went through step X, and I need to finish that because a lot of times I will start my sentences and I will move on to the next line before I even finish the sentence. And so sometimes I'm just jumping around like a squirrel, like, oh, hey, circles, triangles. So speaking of squirrels, my uncle posted a great video over the weekend of a squirrel in his backyard who he has given names, but he thinks it's a pest. And so there's just some funny internal family stuff going on. Jason finishes it off with, gratitude can be life altering. It automatically flips a switch in your head and to turn into a servant leader. I really like that comment. A lot of my stories from my childhood come from the beloved wilderness of the Wind River Mountain Range, located in Wyoming, United States. And Wyoming is home to some of the most beautiful mountain ranges. You just wouldn't know because it's out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. And I'm going to keep it there because only those who get to be blessed to come with me on these trips know how gorgeous and amazing these sanctuaries of life are. And a lot of my stories come from my childhood. My dad started taking me up to the Wind Rivers backpacking ever since I was 8 years old. And I've got some really great stories because 8-year-olds should not be up there, and 8-year-olds should not be carrying 75-pound packs. So I've always had that to grow up with, an incredible service. But, one of the things that changed my life was being grateful for pain and being grateful for suffering and being grateful for hardship and learning opportunities. You guys witnessed it, right? Just 2 weeks ago, I had my uncle pass away from COVID-19, and immediately I went to my friends. Immediately I went to people and started sharing gratitude with each of them, and I felt so empowered. I felt so strong during all of that, and that was a really cool piece. That was a really cool thing of a really cool tool. So all in all, I just wanted to say that this is a great week to recalibrate, get your mindset right, focus on what you're working on, and commit. Okay. On Friday, we're going to party and we're going to check in with you. On Friday, we're going to be talking about all the things that you can do and all the things that you can prepare for to make next week even better. But right now, the only thing that's important, the only thing that matters right now is the one thing that you're going to focus on this week. For me, it's matching what Jason Curtis said. Okay. It's matching what he said. And we're going to hit that $10,000 goal. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be calling every single person up and saying, hey, which one you got? I got some opportunities for you, right? That's not what this is about. What this is about is offering solutions to really great people. Okay. So that's what we're talking about this week. I'm grateful for all of you. This has been an awesome hour. I'm going to be jumping onto some more phone calls this afternoon and getting things ready. Jason, you'll be in touch with me very, very, very soon. I know I said that on Friday, but we're going to talk. Eric, we're going to be chatting here soon too. I'm going to be speaking with your good friend, Ruben, this week. And then Rick, let's chat. I'd love to get you on a podcast and I can feature you, put some marketing behind it, and see how many more books we can sell, right? Same with you, Eric. I'd love to chat with you. Eric, Rick, we'll see you tonight at the party. So there you go. There's some really cool things coming up. Really, really excited. Man, what a great time to be alive. What an awesome time. So appreciate you guys. Love you. Boom. Let's finish it off with Jason's comment. Boom. Jason, talk to you soon. Have a great day. Everybody, mindset. Keep it focused. Keep it safe.